Hello, my Patterson friends. Mrs. Larrabee here. I'm excited to get to do some art with you guys. We're going to review a little today and just have fun creating. And in the coming weeks, I'll have some new ideas for you guys to try out. Today, I just want us to have some fun, be a little creative, think through some of the lessons that we've done this year so far. We've talked a lot about line in each of our different classes, and we've used it in different ways to create pattern, to create texture, to create movement. We've used pattern, our line, to also show depth, which is what one of our next lessons will be about. Today we're going to just apply some of what we've learned for this fun project. Kind of might remind you of some of the Zen tangles or the Zen doodles that we've done. Today we're going to do two different versions of this, and you can choose which one works best for you. The supplies that you need, just a sheet of paper. It can be scratch paper. You could do it on top of even newsprint would look kind of cool. And some kind of black marker. It could be a pen, marker. If you have a set of colored pens and colored markers, this could be fun to do in color. I'm going to do mine all in black and white, but it would be really neat to see color added into this as well. If you wanted to use a permanent marker, then once it's all dry, you could go back over it with watercolor, which would be really neat. I don't have a permanent marker at the moment, so I'm going to use my black washable marker. And here's how we're going to begin. There's two different ways we can make a background for this. The way that I really liked the results on was I used a cup. Everybody let's see, my kitty let it go cup. This is one that I use for watercolor, so you can see that around the edge it has some smudge on it. So this one's good for me to trace with. Whatever cup, if you're going to trace with a circle, you could use a can, you could use the lid to something if you wanted. If you use a cup, just make sure it's one that you can wipe down when you're done, so no surprises if someone goes to use it. We're just going to make circles on our paper by tracing. And I like how it looks when they overlap. In fact, see what kind of interesting shapes you can make as they overlap. We want to have these sections where the circles are touching. And even going off, see here's the edge of my paper. I'm even going to set my cup going off the edge of my paper. Make sure you're on a surface that you can wipe down when you're done too. So my table is wipeable. Maybe you want to put a scratch sheet of paper under you so that these little sections can be wiped off if you're going off the edge. All right, so we're going to do this all over our paper. We're starting to compose the background to our artwork today. It's kind of interesting to see these shapes overlapping. Maybe overlap them a lot or a little. Fills up the space differently each time. I'm going to make sure I have some going off on this side. I need at least one going off over here somewhere. All right, so option one, I've made my background using circles. Another option would be, and it would look something a little more like this when you're done, would be, if you don't have a circle to copy, or maybe you just like this better, just start on your paper making wide arches. Let them overlap. Again, let them go off your paper every so often. Make sure you can wipe your table when you're done. Make sure there's no loose ends. Like right here, I have this end. I'm going to go off here. And it looks like maybe over here I could add a circle going this way. And maybe one coming off here. So now I've created my space this way. These are much bigger spaces. I kind of like the look of the smaller, so you might want to go back in and divide this a little more in the center here. That's another option too, but I'm going to stick to my circle option for right now. And then we're just going to go into each of these circles and we're going to add line and pattern. Two things to remember as you're doing this is that even if you're just doing it in black and white, you can create variation, which is one of our elements of art. Something that looks a little different, creates interest. You can create variation just by doing thick and thin lines or dark and light lines. I've included a copy of this. It's just some doodle ideas that I had just to get your imagination going. So there's a link to this so you can print it or just pull it up and look at it. If you notice, I just went through and I was making up things and I got to right here and I would say this is my least favorite. It didn't quite turn out like I was thinking. And that's okay. Remember our sand artist? We watched the video of him. And it's okay when things get washed away or don't turn out quite like we thought. That's no problem. I just kept going. And in the scheme of things, unless I pointed out, maybe you wouldn't have noticed my whoops there. So the same for your artwork. Keep going. This is just a chance to try out some new things. I'm going to go back to the one that I've started here. And I'm just going to add a few more while we talk about this idea of adding a variation of line. And on this one, I like leaving a few spaces blank. I don't know, it looks kind of cool to me. I really like that. So consider that as well. Not every space has to be filled, but probably most of them should be filled. Let's see, I'm going to try this one here. And I like to kind of change the direction that I'm going every once in a while too. So I'm going to try a pattern down here. I'm going to let it just bump into that, and then I'm going to create some dots in between. I'll turn my paper sideways so I can see it a little better. And maybe this dot I'm going to make a thicker than my first one. And then here we go. Here's the pattern again. So I'm just alternating straight line with the dots one time. And then the next time I'm going to do a straight line. Oh, I forgot to add these squares on here with squares. I was adding the squares so you couldn't see the line. So maybe this time I'm going to color in my squares. That could even be a variation that you add with dots in between. Yeah, I kind of like how that looks. Maybe I will, every other line I'll color in. So next, my pattern would be a line with dots. You guys get the idea. I would finish off this whole set, and then this one I'll try to remember to not color them in. And that's how you work with your mistakes, right? Make it part of it. Make it purposeful. It actually added more variation. I'll take it. So I would keep going with my pattern, and I would fill up this space. I'm going to go ahead and jump over, though, to another one. And this is one that would use that light and dark, like I was saying, a little differently. So this is one that's just, it's curved lines. And this section I'm going to go back over. I'm going to make this first set of curved lines darker. And this next set of curved lines is going to be lighter. I'm using I'm not bearing down quite as much, and I'm not going to go over it. And then again, I would do a darker set, just using up whatever space is there. It's my darker line, and then a little bit lighter line. That variation creates interest. Let's see, I'll do one more here. I'm going to leave a couple of these blank. I like this one. So I'm going to make a curved line, a wavy line running through here. And again, I'm just going to use that variation after I put all these in. Some of 5th grade, remember that we did our landscapes, our mandala landscapes, and we used kind of the same idea where every once in a while we would have a thick line, and then we would go back and add a thin line on top of it. And it kind of created movement. So we're doing the same thing here. We're creating these little sections of movement. 5th graders, maybe you guys want to do that again. Maybe you want to make a landscape again with your picture. Oops, that should have gone all the way up. And then let's see, what if I just section off half of each of these with a thick line and a thin line. Thick line and a thin line. Same on each side. Starting to just create that pattern. It's kind of fun. You never quite know what you're going to end up with on some of these. If you had your colored markers, would be where you could start adding in a little bit of color. Maybe using black for all your background, and then using color on the inside, like I would be using color right now as I added in this line. All right, I'm pretty sure you guys got that idea. I'm super excited to see what you come up with. Please share it with your teachers if you have a way to do that, and I'll be able to see it from them. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Let me show you one more time. If you did that free-form circle, You might have bigger sections without the white spots left in between. That's really fun too. Hope you guys have a great time. I can't wait to do art with you again next week, and I'll see you soon.